What's going on, y'all, and welcome on in. Just watched the patch preview, guys. We got bombed with a ton of news. Sorry, excuse the pun, but today's video, at least in this part, I'll cover all the rest later, don't worry. Probably have multiple videos out for you guys to watch, but today's video, let's specifically focus on Roaming Warrior Leo, ML Leo, the dark 4-star ranger that a lot of people just didn't enjoy even after his buff. The bomb mechanics have kind of been iffy, and that's the reason he's going to be getting a recall. The description of his skills was kind of not accurate, so they will be getting a recall for him. But guys, take this with a grain of salt because I haven't read up fully what exactly they're changing. I think just as a general rule of thumb, sit tight, don't do anything rash as soon as the patch hits. Let's see how things pan out, because bombs look like they're going to be maybe focused on a bit more by Smilegate. Summertime Iceria has a very interesting artifact and skill set that includes bombs. So if you only have one Roaming Warrior Leo, I know you may be already chomping at the bits trying to recall him as fast as possible for your general Purgus. I would try to, I might even recall him for ML Kawazu, the only one I'm missing. But just sit tight, guys. Let's see, and let's go ahead and talk about what might be changing, why bombs might be good, and then let's also cover, if you did decide you still want to exchange no matter what, let's go ahead and talk about what units maybe I think you should look out for. Okay, what are their ML4s you may want to recall for, and just, you know, the rest of the details covering this event, because we've gone through a lot of these ML4 recalls, so I assume it's pretty much exactly the same. Okay, so stay tuned. Let's get on with the video. All right, y'all, so let's go ahead and pull up the page with the recall information. So as you can see here, let's just cover it together, guys, because I haven't fully looked at it either, but I kind of know how these go, like I mentioned, so I can kind of give some insight and then some suggestions moving forward. But let's see here. Roaming Warrior Leo skill adjustments and recall details. The detonate effect, right? The bomb, which is included in the 4-star here Roaming Warrior Leo's skill. Fire shock bomb is triggered differently from the description. The description will be adjusted to match the actual effect. So think of like champion or Challenger Dominion and Champion Zerado's skill descriptions. Now what happened with those two may work a little bit differently here, because I think bombs overall are getting buffed, it seems like. I heard them mention on the live stream. Mashu News said something about bombs ignoring effect resist, something like that. But anyways, just know that they are offering a recall. I already scrolled down. Even though the bombs might be getting better overall, the fact that the discrepancy in description, Smilegate is offering a recall. So good news overall. Worst case scenario, you don't have ML Leo, or you just don't want to swap him out. Nothing really happens. Best case scenario, if you have multiple Leos, you're going to be able to exchange for a brand new ML4 of your choice. Every single ML4 is on the table, guys. It's been confirmed. Besides the new Angelica. So let's get that out of the way, guys. Angelica, who, by the way, I'll make another video for her. She looks absolutely insane, but she will not be included in this recall. Okay, 100% she will not be there. But everything past Inferno Kawazu, or before Inferno Kawazu, is on the table, and you guys can exchange for one of those. So we'll talk about that here in just a few minutes, but let's keep going down the list, guys. So recall will be available Thursday after maintenance, so this week, and it'll run until September 2nd. Okay, so the conditions are the same as always. Roaming Warrior Leo level 50 or above, and only a single recall is possible. So you can only get one ML4, guys. It's another commonly asked question. If you are exchanging, you can only get one new ML4, as well as what other materials you get back. And another thing they didn't mention here, they might mention it below, but I'll go ahead and clarify right now. If you end up pulling a Roaming Warrior Leo after the maintenance goes live and the recall event is active, I believe what happened with Champion Zerado is I had some guys, and let me know in the comments below, guys, if you were one of these that pulled a Champion Zerado after the recall event was already happening and they weren't able to recall it. So I believe you had to have Leo already in your account before this patch hits, this maintenance hits on Thursday. So I guess if you pull one by the time you're watching this, and if the patch hasn't gone live, the maintenance hasn't gone up, maybe you can still recall. But just understand, if you pull them like within a week, like let's say a day before this recall ends, I don't think you can recall them. Just be aware of that, okay? I don't want anyone's hopes to get, you know, crushed. But here's what you get back, right? You get some, whatever you invested into them, they'll give you back catalysts, molas, etc. But the big thing is right here, guys, that purple book, the Moonlight Hero Selector. So it legit is a 4-star selector. And for some of y'all that were unlucky, I'll say unlucky enough, to get multiple ML Leos, I know you're out there, guys. Go ahead and look at what I wrote in the chat box above. You know, Car always wants to know, how many MLUs do you have? Are you excited for this news? And after I go over the different choices and what I think you should pull, maybe opt for the best ones, what do you think you're ultimately going to go for? But anyways, let's keep going down the list. Yeah, as you can see here, guys, since Kawazu is on the list, it's 100%. He is the last ML4 hero before Angelica. So if he's on here, that means every single ML4 is available to be chosen from, which is absolutely insane. Same thing happened with Champion Zerato and Challenger Dominion. So they're just talking about all the stuff you get back, guys, but right, most of us here, we're mostly just interested in the ML selector, which, by the way, I mentioned at the very beginning, guys. I'm also going to wait, so I'm going to take my own advice and wait to see what exactly they're changing with the bombs. There's also a patch preview Friday, and then let's also see how Iseria pans out with the bombs too, and that new artifact, because other units may also be able to interact with the bombs. And I only have one Emily. If I had a second one, of course I would instantly change it out for that Kawazu. He's the only other Moonlight 4 I'm missing, but regardless, some of you guys will have some tough choices to make, right? So let's scroll down. Another important thing, guys, Meteor shards. Actually, I can show you guys here in my game, because I still have these from Champion Zerato. Let's see if we can find them real fast, guys. I believe if I sort by level... Let's go the other way. Yes. So these Meteor shards, you see that I'm stacking up. I think I got these from both Champ Z and Challenger Dominion. Basically, they think of the 5-star slates that you get from the arena. These work for 4 stars, and they pretty much let you triple S any 4-star you want. Well, you know, if you have enough. 5 or 6 for the triple S, right? Yeah, 6 for triple S. So those are the Meteor shards. If you get them, it's nice. They kind of just sit there. I haven't had a need for them just yet because I have a lot of the red, green, blue 4 stars to imprint anyways. But let's see here. Receiving Roaming Warrior Leader upon recall will still reset the friendship with the hero. Good to know. The schedule above is subject to change. Please remove the hero. Heroes in the rating will not be available for recall. Okay, so it just seems like, guys, all players who have used... Okay, it seems like it's pretty much the same exact standard. Just remember what I said about if you pull a ML Leo after this week, you may not be able to recall it. I think you had to have one prior. And that's about it. So I think let's go ahead and move on to the other possible 4 stars you may want, guys. So let's go ahead and just go into our game journal here. And we'll just loosely talk about the top ML4s I think you should look for. But ultimately, if you have another ML and there's been some ML4 you've been eyeballing, just pick whatever. Pick whatever you think you'll have the most fun with. But if you want my suggestions, let's go ahead and talk about them right now. Okay, guys, here are the dark ML4s. Let's go ahead and start with these, and let's make it pretty simple. I want you guys to pick what you want ultimately. What if there's one you've been eyeballing, but for those of you that have no clue and just want the most, you know, let's say powerful or the most meta relevant ones, let me start by just listing the ones that I think are kind of weak at the moment that maybe you should kind of lean away from, and then I'll list like 1 or 2 of the best from the bunch. Okay, so for the darks, let's start with ML4 darks. I think you should ignore Shadow Rose, or avoid, let's say avoid Shadow Rose, see Mercedes. Please don't get mad at me, guys, but I think Bloodblade Karen, although she's awesome, she's definitely waifu, she's just not really needed right now, so I think maybe try to avoid her unless you really, really love her. Shooting Star Katie's can be kind of fun, but she's more of a gimmick, kind of like combo piece unit. I don't think she's super relevant at the moment. And all the rest, Kawana, I've seen some play in RTA, but let's go ahead and say Kawana because I think ultimately her main use is like Katie's 13 farming. So let's go ahead and write her off just for now. She may change a little bit because I have some people trying her out. But the main ones, guys, of course, the ones I didn't mention, these are all very solid. Champ Zerato, Assassin Cartusia, Assassin Sid, Kitty Clarissa, Oxlots, Assassin Coley, Troublemaker Crozet, Challenger Dominion, Crescent Moon Rin, Sinful Angelica, and then Inferno Kawazu. Okay, and I think the best of the bunch, like by far the best that see most play PvE plus PvP, probably Champion Zerato, Challenger Dominion. Honestly, I think Sinful Angelica is up there, and I think that covers both PvE and PvP. And then Assassin Sid, Akoli, Kawazu, Cartusia, these are all like PvP A-lots, PvP monsters all in their own right. Kitty Clarissa, after her latest round of EEs, could be super solid. She's just really, really strong, especially in PvP content like Hollow Trials, and she can also be used in PvP. Less so RTA, but a lot of definitely Guild Wars Arena, and maybe a little bit of RTA as well. But she can be gear intensive if we're using her for that purpose, okay? Now let's go ahead and move on to the light units. And as you can see, this list is much, much shorter. Let's go ahead and talk about the ones that I think you should probably shy away from, you know, maybe avoid a little bit. ML Silk, although super waifu like some of the other ones we mentioned, not really super relevant at the moment. Crimson Armin is one of the best spots by far right now, so definitely consider her if you don't mind that tanky playstyle, that invincibility playstyle. Guider Aether, I think, always has like potential really, really, really interesting exclusive equipment, but just not great, not used a lot. Really, Watcher Shuri is one that, if you are a cleaver, has come into prominence. If you need help, I know a lot of people might be reaching for him alongside their straws for hunt one-shot farming, so consider him very, very good. Blaze Dingo, probably I probably move him towards the shy away from, because one, his unique gearing requirements are very, very difficult for a lot of players to gear, and he's just kind of difficult to run. You need to really focus and dedicate yourself to him. I know I've seen some crazy Blaze Dingo plays, but I think for the vast majority of players, you should avoid him. Fighter Maya, although super strong previously, has kind of fallen off a bit. Very good in Guild War defenses, or sorry, just Guild War period for her defenses, but yeah, for RTA and maybe even like arena offense, not quite as good. There's other light bait options, and you know, she's still solid, but maybe we don't avoid. But unless you really like her, there's better ones here, like General Purgus. Absolutely insane still for both Wyvern 13 farming, for PvP, RTA especially. This is probably the #1 pick if you don't have him, guys, for overall for PvE and PvP, I think, even over some of the dark units I mentioned, because of that Wyvern 13 CR push that he'll provide as a main tank, and his attack up plus just PvP bruiser capabilities. Just amazing unit overall. Broman seems like he's not great, and he seems even worse with Angelica comes out. He used to be super strong because he had that very long turn silence, but just, yeah, not really seeing much play now. Tempest Surin, I think a lot of people will want to reach for her, but guys, just be aware that at least for higher level players at the moment, she is much harder to run. There's a lot of units that can just massive AoE over and over and kill her. But if you do have like a lifesteal set that you want to run with her, she's still extremely strong for Arena, Guild Wars, and I think she's still strong for RTA too. Just has to be used a lot more carefully, not as an always pick like she used to be. Okay, so from here, Crimson Armin, Watcher Shuri, General Purgus, Tempest Cern, maybe Fighter Maya. Free Spirit tier is free, and the rest I think you highly avoid. Okay guys, so that's the ultimate list. I'll go ahead and recap and just put on the screen the biggest suggestions, but start thinking, guys, what you might want to do. Remember, just wait a little while. Let's see what the buffs do. Let's see how Summertime Iceria looks with the bomb mechanics alongside Emma Leo before you recall. But if you have 2 Emma Leos, go ahead and start planning and preparing which one you want to recall and get your shiny new ML4. So congrats, whoever's going to get a new one. Everyone else that has to make a decision, if you only have 1 ML Leo, come join me. We'll talk about it. Come stop by the streams, whatever. Discord, message me anytime. And thank you so much for watching, guys. Go ahead and check out the next video. Peace out, everybody.